welcome to AccuQuilt Live. May the 4th be with you all. I'm super excited. Happy Star Wars Day. We're excited to be here on a Wednesday. And a huge shout out to the lovely Erica for filling in for us last week while Joe and I went to Paducah. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. And again, thanks again for being with you. All right, Emily is in the house. How are you, my friend?
I am here. I'm hanging out with my buddy Darth Vader.
Yes, all good.
We're embracing our dark side today.
Yes, we're going to press to the dark side today, all of this. Okay, and listen, there's just going to be some Star Wars puns. Just love it. Embrace it.
Absolutely.
Embrace it. All right. Okay, so before we talk about where everybody's watching from, so Joe and I went to Paducah last week. We had a great time. Huge shout out to all of our viewers and all of our customers who came to see us in the Quilt in the Day booth and throughout the show. But I don't know if you remember this, but a few weeks ago, Emily was talking about how she doesn't really have a stash. Is that a true thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was in Paducah, I bought you a little half-yard, okay, it's grunge, to help you with your little stash.
Oh my gosh, and it's my favorite color.
I know, that's why I got it.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
So anyway, so after the show, we'll give Emily her little, to begin her stash.
I'm so excited, yay.
Yay, I'm excited too. Okay, so where is everyone watching from today? Maybe a galaxy far, far away. I don't know. We have people from Elizabeth from California, and Nancy's from Oklahoma, and Marsha's from Idaho. Thanks for watching with us. All right, let's take a look at the newest quilts on our countdown video. Kicking things off, we have this wonderful, okay, this is super cute. It is a cactus quilt project from the Dedham Quilt Company. And totally, Emily, you could make that with a cube.
Absolutely,
right?
Why not?
I feel like if you cut those pieces without a die, that was silly.
No,
So,
oh my gosh, yeah, why
Yeah.
not? That's gorgeous. And I love the florals on it too.
no, it's so pretty. All right, the next project comes from Dottie B. And Emily, you will know what die this is.
Yes, that's the Cleopatra's fan.
Which was our die last week, and I watched the show. You guys did a great job explaining how to embrace your curves, your quilting curves.
Yes.
Finally, Jane M shows off this project, and it's beautiful. It's some applique shapes, and I just love the colors.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's really unique.
It's pretty. All right, quilters, just in time for baby showers. The Go Circle of Stars Baby Quilt is a quick and easy weekend project. Now, it's Mother's Day weekend, and so this would be a perfect gift for a new mom as a baby gift. So be sure to download the free pattern at AccuQuilt.com, and it is behind me is the pattern. I was trying to look and read at the same time. Okay, so here is my photo of the day since we're talking about moms. This is Survivor. What's the one word is the question of the day you would use to describe your mom? So my mom had some really great challenges that she overcame in life, and I would consider her a survivor. And here in the studio, somebody's mom is a Yoda, and somebody's mom is friendly, and somebody's mom is a blonde, which I think is hilarious. And Emily, how would you describe your mom?
I was having trouble deciding between the two because my mom is so caring, but she has this, like, I would say elegant.
Excellent, excellent. So in the comment section, tell us what word you would describe your mom. Tell us about your mom. It's Mother's Day weekend. Okay, quilters, yesterday, did you see the new May die to try? It is a beautiful pieced butterfly die, and it is only available at AccuQuilt.com. We have bundles available, right, on the site, Emily?
We sure do, yep. And then the die itself is only $109.99, so
Perfect.
it's a really, really great time to get that die right now.
And it's a die to try, but listen, do or do not, there is no try. Just get you one today, throw it in your cart.
Absolutely.
All day long, you're gonna hear them. All right, quilters, here's our promo for today. Save 25% off Go Dies and Die Bundles. They're already marked down on the site. $50 off the Go Cube Mix and Match blocks and specialty sets. Today we're going to talk about the 4-inch cube, but today is a really great day to work on adding to those other cubes to your collection. And then $25 off the cube companion sets, corners and angles. Today we're going to use the companion set angles. Today I'm going to give away one of our strip dies, the 4.5-inch strip die actually. Okay, I really like this die because it's perfect for borders, just like the one that's in the pattern. So be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win prizes. By registering, you'll receive event emails, and that way you'll never miss an exciting tutorial. And Emily is going to announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of our show. I'm excited about that. Have you starting to get a collection of strip dies?
I am, yeah, just slowly but surely, but I'm having a lot of fun with them. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so today is all about the 4-inch cube. It is the smallest size in our collection, and it's great for baby quilts and other small projects. So we're gonna open one up. We're gonna take a look at it real quick, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so Emily, before I open this up, do people have words to describe their moms? Are we getting some good comments already?
Yeah, Miss Mary says resilience.
Oh, that's a great word.
It's a wonderful word. Jackie says her mom is 89 and very tenacious.
There you go.
I love that.
I feel like when I'm 89, people are gonna say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's open up a cube and see what's inside. So first of all, all the shapes in the cube are the same shapes. They're just different sizes. So the 4-inch, so cubes come in 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12-inch sizes.
And most of those cubes will fit through the Go Me, right, Pam?
Right, so the 4, 6, 8, and 9-inch cubes will fit through the Go Me. The 10 and 12 will fit through your Go and your Go Big. We had some people at the show last week in Paducah who didn't understand that 10 and 12-inch cubes will fit through your Go fabric cutter as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna open it up and see what's inside, ta-da-ta-da. Now we have lots of videos on our cube system, so be sure and check them out on our YouTube or our product page, or AccuQuilt.com. So we're gonna pull the skinny one first. Inside is a pattern book and a mat, because you need a mat to make all the dies work. And then we're gonna pull them out, and then I'm gonna pull the dies that I'm gonna use for today. All right, so there are 8 geometric shapes in every cube, and the cube system is based on a 4-patch system, which is really important information to know, okay? So in this cube, for example, shape number 1, which is a large square, there's actually 4 on the die board, because 4 of these sewn together, look at me knocking things down, 4 of these sewn together makes a 4-inch finished block. Quilters sometimes think, oh, I'm getting the 8-inch cube, it's gonna cut 8-inch blocks. There's some sewing involved, okay? So keep that in mind, 4-patch. And it's important to remember the 4-patch, because we're gonna talk about the pattern today, which is not a 4-patch. All right, so that's shape number 1. Shape number 2 are smaller squares. Again, there are 4 on this die board. Shape number 3 is my all-time favorite shape. These are half-square triangles. So the cool thing about half-square triangles is we've cut off the dog ears, and from here to here, this is a perfect 1/4-inch seam. And we're gonna need this for today. I'm trying to think of all the shapes that I need. Okay, so shape number 4 are 1/4 square triangles. And the difference between half-square triangles and 1/4 square triangles, not only the size and the shape, but with 1/4 square triangles, you wanna make sure that lengthwise grain is on the outer edge of your block. Otherwise, it gets all wonky. So don't think, oh, I can turn 1/4 square triangles into half-square triangles, or half-square triangles into 1/4 square triangles. Make sure you're using the right die, okay? Those are the first 4 shapes, all right? And I'm gonna put it right back here so we have a little room today. And quilters, this is really important. The cube system is perfect because it stores your dies the way you should store dies. Yes. You should store them like books on a shelf. Don't stack them for prolonged periods of time, one on top of each other. The weight of the dies on top will damage the blades of the dies on bottom, okay? All right, shape number 5 in every cube are smaller half-square triangles. So there's large squares and small squares, large half-square triangles and smaller half-square triangles. And this is kind of our workhorse shape. It allows other shapes to become new shapes. For example, shape number 6. Shape number 6 is not just squares, but it's square on point. It's meant to live on its tippy toes, okay? And you would use shape number 5 around each one of these squares to create the block square in a square, all right? And 4 of those sewn together would equal shape number 1. I'm loving it. Now, Emily, do you remember what shape this is?
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram. What's important to remember about a parallelogram?
It is not a diamond.
It is not a diamond.
And it's a directional die.
Good things. Look at her knowing stuff. Yes, you make diamonds using our strip dies. All diamonds are parallelograms, but not all parallelograms are diamonds. All right, it's the only math I know. And it's a directional shape. So depending on which shape, which way you want your parallelograms to go, you're either gonna fan fold your fabric or stack it facing up. All right, and then the last shape, Emily, do you remember?
Is rectangle.
Rectangles, yep, and there are 4 on this die board, okay? So again, don't forget we have lots of videos on our homepage at AccuQuilt.com and our Facebook page. So if you have questions about the cubes, we can answer them there.
Fabulous.
All right, now for this project, we're gonna also need the companion set angles. Now the thing to remember is I'm using the 4-inch cube, I need to use the 4-inch companions. Okay, it's not like your friends in real life that are different sizes, okay? 4-inch have to work with the 4 inches. So we're gonna open up this one, and while I'm pulling it out, Emily, tell us some more words that people are talking about their moms.
Well, you know, Pam, it's funny. We have folks just going bananas for your shirt.
Oh, okay. So the lovely Erica got this shirt for me. It says, "May the 4th be with you." You can find it on Etsy. Okay.
Yeah, good old Etsy.
Good old Etsy. Order yourself one today so you have it next year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I love it, one, because it's super fun, and second, it's really soft.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
even better.
The lovely Erica got it for me last year.
I love it.
All right, so we have 2 companion sets. We have corners and angles. Today we're just gonna need angles, so we're gonna pull out, see, this is why you pull the skinny one first, otherwise they don't come out. Pull the skinny one, it's gonna have a mat and a pattern book. And we're gonna pull out these shapes. So there are 2 dies that we need from this companion set. The first shape is this shape. This is an isosceles triangle. Quilters, it's really important to know what kind of triangle you need in your project. Okay, all triangles are not the same. You know, there's equilateral triangles and so on and so forth. So this is an isosceles triangle. And the shape that I'm going to use next is this shape. We call them half rectangles or triangle and a square sides. And this is a directional shape. I'm going to show you how to use it today. But it's what goes on either side of that isosceles triangle. Thank you, Justin. Sorry about that. Goes on either side so you can make the block triangle in a square. Okay. Shape number, well, look, 15, there we go, is our kite shape. Now, listen, if you have tiny little pieces of scraps and you're thinking, what should I cut them up with? Boy, cut yourself some kites. And then you're gonna use those half rectangles on either side to make a block. And I love it because then the kite shapes can be all different and the outsides can be the same.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great because then you're using those tiny little scraps.
Absolutely.
Okay, and here we go. The last shape, what is it? Do you remember, Emily?
Oh, is that a half head?
It's a trapezoid.
Oh, gosh darn.
No, it's okay, because when we were in Paducah, somebody was trying to tell me how they cut trapezoids, and I said, oh, I just use a die for that.
They cut trapezoids?
By hand, apparently.
Wow.
Or, yeah, with a template. So there's a die for that.
Oh, there is a die.
All right, so this is the companion set angles. So for this project, you just need the 4 dies that I pulled. Now, quilters, today I'm going to use the 4-inch cube, but you could use any size cube since the shapes are the same in every cube, they're just different sizes. And you would need to adjust the fabric requirements, all right?
Sure.
And there is on our website, oh, the chat people are gonna kill me. So there is on our website a pattern conversion chart that tells you how many shapes you can cut out of a strip of fabric or a yard of fabric for each of the cubes.
Yep.
You should totally go and find that, because that way, depending on what size cube you use, you know, in the pattern, let's say it says you need 100 half square triangles. It will tell you how many you can cut from each size cube. Okay? All right, and here's a block that I made. Look at this super cute block. I love it.
Oh.
I know, and I love it because this is, the triangle in a square shape kind of gives that illusion of motion, even though you only ever sew straight seams.
Yeah.
Which is great. All right, we have 2 special shows this week. Join me and Erica tomorrow at 12 noon Central Time, as well as on Friday at 12 noon Central Time. We're going to bring you 2 special shows highlighting our trip to Paducah, Kentucky for AQS Quilt Week. We have some great footage. We have so many of our customers, and we went to the Quilt Museum, and we went to the Yeiser Art Center, and we met artists. It's just really great. So you want to join us, be sure and register for both of those shows. All right, quilters, to cut squares. Oh, here, so I guess we should cut some fabric. Okay. Woohoo, woohoo, that's what we do here. So to cut your squares, what you would do is you would measure from here to here, cut a width of fabric, and then just fan fold back and forth. But today I'm just going to cut, I just need 1 square. So guess what? I took a charm square, and I already cut it in half once, and now I'm going to cut it in half again, because a charm square you just need 5 inches, so it works perfectly. Okay? So there's this one, and let's cut some half square triangles, and this is my pro tip. Okay? Since we're going to sew the half square triangles together, the question you should always ask yourself is, can I cut them together? And the answer is yes, you can. So it just saves you time of, instead of cutting all of the white half square triangles and all of the orange half square triangles, since we're going to sew them together, these are actually just scraps. So I'm just going to cut them together, and then we can start sewing. Okay? So you can only cut 6 layers of cotton. So I have 4 there. All right? Now, look at this. These will fit in your Go Me and your Go, but I'm going to use my Go Big today. So here's the coolest part. I can cut both of these dies in 1 pass together. All right? Make sure each die has their own mat. Emily, tell us what people's moms are like.
Yes, we have so many great answers today. So we have Miss Laura says her mom is precious.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I love that word.
That is beautiful.
Mavis's mom is strong-willed.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
I love that. Oh, Anne's mom was also a survivor, Pam.
There you go. There you go.
So many strong moms out there.
All those big, yeah, it was just such a, she was really strong. Okay, I only need 4 for my project. So I've cut 4 here. I've cut my square. We're going to move our little fabric. Okay? And so now I'm going to cut our isosceles triangles, that was the word, and the half rectangles. So I'm going to show you how to lay the fabric on this as well. So this is what we call a directional shape. So what you want to do is you want your fabric to go back and forth like this. I've fan folded it back and forth, because if you stack your fabric facing up, what's going to happen is you're only going to get the left side.
Oh, sure.
And then you will be cranky.
Yeah, that would make one very cranky.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to lay my fabric here, and then this shape, I'm going to show you how to do this really great stack and flip method. Okay, so what I did is I measured from here to here at 1/4 of an inch on either side, and I'm going to show you this so you don't waste any fabric. And again, we're going to cut 2 at a time. All right, Emily, while we're cutting, will you tell us what people are saying about their mom?
Absolutely. All right, let's see. Pam, her mom was a lady. A lady.
Oh, there.
Like the definition of a lady, which I love that. Granny K says, young at heart, joyful.
Oh, how fun.
Gloria says, lovable. Oh, Diana said giggles.
Oh, what a great comment.
That is so sweet. You know, I have an uncle that reminds me of that word exactly as well, because he kind of when he laughs.
Okay, he could totally be a Star Wars character.
Oh
with
yeah.
that laugh. I'm pretty sure there is one. Okay. All right, so now that we've cut our first set of triangles, now watch. I'm going to take my whole stack and I'm going to flip it. I'm just going to barely cover the shape.
You saved the day with teaching me this, Pam, when I did my Tumblr quilt.
Yes.
For my first time, we had like a whole little tutorial.
We took pictures.
Yes, we took reference photos because I can't do anything without a photo.
Yep.
Just.
Yep.
But it helped so
and
much.
I think that that's one of the great things about our videos is that like you could go back and watch this show today. Exactly. So if you come in late or maybe we met so many quilters who watch our show during their lunch hour.
Oh, fun.
They have their headphones on and watch. So if you can't watch the show, but you're thinking, oh, I really want to make this project, how did Pam do that stack and flip, cut and flip method? You can come back and watch our shows.
Absolutely.
All right, so you're going to need 4 half-square units for each block. So we are going to start and sew. Now, normally quilters, we press to the dark side. But today we're going to press our seams open. All right, Emily, while I lay out my little pieces here,
yes.
Tell us what people are saying about their mums.
Yes, and we actually, it's so sweet. Miss Jackie is checking in. She's so sweet. She checks in about Reba. And she's wondering,
how is Reba?
She's wondering if Reba has made it out of the car yet.
And has Reba?
I'm happy to say yes, she has made it inside.
Good.
To my apartment. Now it's just a matter of, look, I need to read through like the whole manual because I'm one of those people that likes to read like cover to cover before I like actually do anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know it works, so it's just we need some quality time. Me and Sally have been spending a lot of quality time together.
In Emily's defense, she did go on vacation. She didn't ask any of us if she could go, but she did go. She had a great time in California.
I did.
And you have a funny Star Wars about Luke's hand.
Yes, I surely do.
That will go perfectly with Reba.
I think that's perfect. Mm-hmm. So Pam, where did Luke get his bionic hand?
I don't know.
At the second-hand store.
We're here all day. All right, here we go. We're going to chain piece for days. Now it's cut all of our pieces perfectly. It's cut off the dog ears, so now I can just sew 1/4-inch seams on May the 4th. All right, while I'm sewing, Emily, tell us about people's mamas.
Absolutely, yes. So many great mamas out there. So Diana says, my one-word description is sassafras. She's been through so much and nearly 90 years young this year.
That's awesome.
I love that. Oh, and Becky says, it's really hard to think of just one word to describe my mom. During some really hard times, my mom was always there for me. I could always count on her. I think the one word for her is love.
Oh, see, that's sweet.
Oh, you're going to make me tear up, Becky.
No, you should all send this link to your moms.
Yes.
So they can see the nice things you're saying about them here.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so Emily, while I'm getting ready to prep this, so not only do we have our shovel iron and our wool mats on our website, but we have so many other things. Do you want to talk about some of the things that we have while I find my scissors here?
It is so exciting. Yes. Okay, we have the cutest new Steam Fast travel steam iron, which you might have seen us using it in 1 or 2 videos in the past week or so,
Right.
but it's just adorable. It's like the size of your palm, basically.
Yeah, it's super cute.
So very, very portable, perfect for on the go. We also have some new clips.
Binder clips.
Binder clips. We have pins. We
got to make a new pin cushion because we have new pins.
I think that's a great idea. We've got some rotary blade refills. Now we're just really expanding.
We do, and we have like fusible and stabilizer if you're doing applique. Okay, quilters normally are pressed to the dark side, and that's not just on May the 4th. But today I'm going to press my seams open to help reduce that bulk.
Sure.
Okay, so look here. The shovel iron is perfect for this.
I love
okay. And I'm going to press my little seams open. Tell us what people are saying about their mamas.
Absolutely. Mary says funny.
Oh, there, that's great.
Love it. Love a good sense of humor. Ooh, love this one. Judy says her mother was very stoic.
Wow.
That's a great word.
That is a great word.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, Susan, her mom's 97 and independent.
That good for her. That's fantastic.
That's like the dream right there.
Right?
I want to be 97 and take care of myself still. That's amazing.
Yep.
Kimberly says my mom was so sweet, kind-hearted.
There, see?
Moms are great, aren't
I love it.
they? I love it so much. I'm going to check and see if we have any questions too.
Okay, you look and see if we have any questions. And I'm going to start laying out my pieces. So look how easy that came together. Now, quilters. The question is, can using AccuQuilt and the AccuQuilt system save me time and fabric? Okay, look. If you're going to use a lightsaber, this is a dark saber. It's not going to give you those perfect cuts and the 1/4 inch seams. So use your AccuQuilt dies. Oh, and I hope it stops now. There we go. Listen, they gave me a cowbell. I can't believe somebody gave me this.
There we go. It stopped. There we
Rock
go.
gave me that.
Love it.
It is a dark saber. I learned all of the words today.
That's amazing.
I know. Okay, don't forget our promo because it's May the 4th. Save 25% off Go Dies and bundles. They're already marked down on our website. $50 off our cube mix and match blocks and specialty sets, including English paper piecing, which I did last week on our way to Paducah. It was super fun. And 25% off Go cubes and companion sets, corners and angles. So again, a really great day to stock up on those cubes as you start working on projects, and it's just going to be super fun.
Absolutely.
Today I'm giving away one of our Go 4.5 inch strip dies. Be sure to register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win, okay? Now, as I'm gonna show you, we're gonna sew these pieces together, which is our triangle in a square. I wanna talk about this block for a minute, okay? So normally, Emily, when we do a cube, it's based on a 2x2 grid or a 4-patch, right?
Right.
So that means 2 columns, 2 rows, okay? But this pattern is a 3x3 grid. So it has 3 rows and 3 columns. Now, since I used my 4-inch cube and this finishes to a 2-inch square, I'm gonna have a 2, 4, 6-inch block and 6-inch block. So the great thing about the cube system is I could make other blocks using the 6-inch cube and they would match in size. And then I'm gonna show you a trick at the end of another sized cube and how it works together. So the cubes are designed quilters to work together with other cubes and with bobs. We have setting triangles for all sizes of cubes. So if I wanted to turn this little block on point like this, I could totally use a setting triangle here to make a project, okay? So normally we have a 2x2 grid. Today we have a 3x3 grid. All right, now let's find our triangles, which I'm pretty sure I've now lost. Here they are. Okay. You know what? When I was making this block, Emily, I had other projects that were sitting out on my table, and I had cut this orange out of another shape. I tried to find those half square triangles for like 10 minutes and then finally found them. Okay. So let's talk about these half rectangles, okay? What I'm gonna do is, look, there's now, because I fan folded, there's a left and a right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack them all up here, all right? And then I'm gonna put all the lefts on one side and all the rights on another. Why am I gonna do that, Emily?
Because they're directional, and otherwise you're going to be cranky at yourself if you don't.
Yes, I'm going to be all of those things. Okay, there you go. I was sewing 1/4 square triangles together the other day, and I sewed them on the long end instead of the short end, and I sewed like 20 of them together wrong. I was a little mad.
No.
Okay, so I'm just going to take my pile, and I'm going to start chain piecing these 2 shapes. Okay? And don't forget, all of our videos live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. So if you need to go back and watch one, you can. And Emily, while I sewed these, will you talk about our blog?
Absolutely. So our blog is done by our go-getters as well as AccuQuilt staff here who just know our products so well. So weekly, we've got a bunch of different blogs right now. We've got ideas on how to use that new pieced butterfly, which just launched.
Which launched yesterday.
Which is fabulous.
It's just flying off the shelves there, quilters.
Exactly. So yeah, if you want more inspiration, the blog has exclusive patterns, so you're not going to find them anywhere else. And then they've got a Paducah behind the seams that they did. And then finally, there's actually some really great tips right now on die storage and how best to store your dies.
Okay, who did the Paducah behind the seams? Did Joe do that? Joe, did you do that?
Well, let's check
your spare
and
time?
see. It looks like Miss Alyssa wrote that up for us.
There you go. Oh, Alyssa did because we gave her stuff about it. I was like, dang, Joe was super busy at the show. I didn't maybe have time to just do it behind the seams.
Well, yeah, you guys had a great time.
We did have a great time, and the weather was beautiful. And I have to say, Emily, the overall feeling at the show was people were just so happy that the show was back because during COVID, they shut down during COVID, and people were just so happy to be back and be amongst quilters and talk about quilting things, and it was fun. All right, while I press these open, so I'm going to do the same thing, quilters. I'm going to press my little shapes open here, my seams open. Okay, look at that. All right, tell us what people are talking about their moms, and do you have any questions?
We surely do. So Miss Joni's wondering, how can you tell that that was a directional shape? I believe she was referring to triangles.
So that's a really great question. If you look on the cube patterns, it will tell you that it is a directional shape and you want to fan fold your fabric back and forth. So that's just a whole other reason of, hey, why don't you download the pattern and read all the instructions? And we also tell you to always make a test block, right? Because then you kind of know how it's going to lay out and all of the things that you're going to do.
Yeah, I love our patterns. They're so step by step, and then you can use Go Quilt to play around with the colors before you even get started.
So it's kind of funny because this project, I wanted it a little more springy. Okay, I've done this side, now I'm going to do the other side. So I just went to Go Quilt and I uploaded this fabric. And I thought, oh, this is going to be perfect for it. Because you can take pictures of your fabric. Now, listen, if you're today looking for a great blog, Brock has a whole Star Wars, everything you need to know about Star Wars blog, so you can read it.
There you go.
Which I think, Emily, you should do because you're not really familiar with the Force and the ways.
I'm not. I know. I need to. I don't know if I should confess this on camera, but I've only seen the first, the original, like, Mark Hamill Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
Ever since then, I haven't seen anything else.
Well, luckily, you're far, far away from Brock, in a galaxy far away there.
Exactly.
Because, I don't know.
But I got the jokes, though, so we're ready to go.
That's good. Okay, do you have another one for us while I'm sewing these?
I do, actually.
Okay.
What do you call an invisible droid?
Oh, what do you call an invisible droid? I know Brock is thinking. Do you have an answer? Okay, Brock's going to say it.
What is it, Brock? C-3PO. It is. It's a see-through PO. Well done, Brock.
Good job.
I love it. He's probably heard all of these. He could have written all of these.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. Oh, that's great. Okay, here we go.
I love this. And
you should wonder what we do in our spare time. That's what we do, looking at Star Wars jokes. Okay, go ahead.
April's actually wondering for a little bit of advice about cubes. So she's got the 10-inch set.
Yes.
Cubes, and she's wondering what bob or cube might go best to complete that set.
So for sure, get the companion sets, right? Because they're on sale today.
Absolutely.
You should get the companion sets. And then, Emily, do you know some of our bobs that are 10 inches?
10-inch bobs. I'm actually pulling up some right now. So let's
we
see.
have the pineapple die and the courtyard die.
That's right. And the big, if you've got the Go Big, there's a Go Big Crazy Quilt, which is a 10-inch
Yes.
finished.
Which finishes there.
Ooh, both the Tangled and the Rising Star.
Yeah.
Those are some really cool ones.
Tangled Star, I have to say, I was a little intimidated when I first tested it, and then I made my first block and I was hooked. Boy, I do love Tangled Star. Yeah, so that's a great question. Always quilters, I would say, make sure that you have the companion sets first, right? And then add those bob dies. Ooh, 10-inch setting triangles, so you can turn your blocks on point. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we're building our 9-patch. You know, I like to lay things out so I don't sew them wrong. Though I have numerous times on the show sewn things wrong. So, and see, look, I've already lost my little green fabric. Oh, look. There we go, in the center. Okay, so now that I've laid out my blocks, all right, you're gonna need a total of 16 blocks. So I would do all the heavy lifting to begin with. I just chain piece all of my pieces together, and then you can lay them out. And then I'm just gonna sew these rows together, okay? All right, Emily, do we have more questions why I sew rows, or do we have descriptions about people's mamas in honor of Mother's Day?
Let's see. Ooh, Maria's actually wondering if you have any tips on the best way to save fabric. Like how to make the most. I'd say the cut and flip method
I don't save fabric. I use fabric all the time. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Okay. I can tell when quilters, when they say to me, "Oh, I'm wasting fabric."
Yeah.
Here's what I can tell. I can tell that they didn't measure from here to here, right, to get that perfect, and then add a 1/4 inch on either side, rough cut, fan fold back and forth, and oh, I have some fabric. Look at that. Imagine that. I also know that quilters waste fabric. So if I'm going to, here, I'll do the overhead. So if I'm going to do these half square triangles, boy, is that orange. Man, that's like cone orange.
I love that. That's like
the workforce.
Yeah.
Right? Holy smokes. I don't know what we use this for. Okay, so what happens is the shape is on the die at an angle for a reason. Okay, there are blades in the die, not in the cutter. So if it was straight on the die board, every time those blades would hit those steel rollers, you get like a jarring effect.
Right.
So like when you hit a speed bump with both wheels, right? You get that jarring effect.
Yeah.
But what happens, quilters, when you take one wheel at a time? So much smoother and easier, right?
Yes.
So our dies are meant to live at an angle. So when I lay fabric down, I'm gonna lay it over the shape. Quilters are, here's what they're doing. They're laying it over the die. And then it's cutting out our half square triangles, and then it's wasting so much of this bright orange fabric. I feel like I should wear sunglasses, okay? So quilters, subcut your fabric, then make sure that you're laying it just over the shape and cut your 6 layers.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what happens in the quilting world with quilters.
I agree.
Okay? But that was a really good question to ask. And then I don't save fabric, I just sew it all together, and I love it. Oh, here.
Love that.
All right.
All right.
Saved fabric is called a stash.
Good old stash.
Good old
See?
stash.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I know. I just really want to go home and sew stuff.
Right?
Which is, I know. Well, we do have a day job, so
That's true.
you know, that's probably gonna take some of that. Okay, so look, and now everything is gonna line up perfectly because I cut my fabric perfectly, and I'm gonna sew it with that 1/4 inch seam. Okay.
Oh, Pam, we have so many great comments about moms.
Okay, tell us someone I'm sewing my rows together.
So Miss Paula said that her mother was innovative. She could do just about anything. A favorite quote is when she wanted to install a shower in the upstairs bathroom.
Okay.
She said that if a man could do it, she could, as there had to be a manual somewhere.
There you go. Check online, right?
I love that.
I think that's great. I have a good friend, Monica, who had always wanted to, like, you know, she had a bathroom and she wanted to, you know, change it and fix it up, and that's exactly what she did, boy. She just went online and figured out how to tear down walls, and
I love
man,
that.
she can mud and tape like nobody.
That's
She's great.
amazing. Like where there's a will, there's a way, right?
There is. All right, what other words are describing their mamas?
Oh, tender-hearted, says
Oh,
Brenda.
that's sweet.
That's very, very sweet. Oh, Kay's mom was resourceful.
Oh, there you go.
That's a great way to be.
That's a great word.
Oh, Martha says her mother was an overcomer of many physical problems and never complained.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I love this.
Grace is what that's called. Boy.
Absolutely, yes, 100%.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see. And it looks like, they're noticing, Renee says that she's noticed that when you're sewing, Pam, that you're not doing like a back stitch. Are you worried at all about like, when washing and things like that later?
Am I not doing? I get a little stressed about those kind of things. No, I'm not, because I'm going to sew this block into something else. But if it was just the single blocks that I was sewing, yeah, I do a couple of back stitches at the beginning and at the end. Sure. Good catch. Good catch. I know, you look at all of that. Somebody told me the other day that my watch battery, I needed a new watch battery, which actually was true. But the truth is, it died like 3 years ago. And then it was COVID, and I couldn't get a new battery, and it was just crazy.
Oh my
Okay, so now I have my 3 rows, and I'm going to press in opposite directions so that my seams nest. All right, so I'm going to press out here towards the orange. So I'm going to press away from the center. Okay. Oh, Emily. So we drove to Paducah, which, I don't know, 9 hours or something to Paducah. But halfway there, I thought to myself, dang, I should have brought my sewing machine with me. Because in the evenings, I could have sat and sewn.
Sure.
Okay, well, first of all, we were way too tired in the evenings to sew, but it was a good thought,
Exactly.
my way. I know, I thought, dang, I could do that. All right, here we go. And a huge shout out to my dad and his friends who are watching today. They're starting to watch us every week, which is kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
My mom and dad have started watching as well on even if they're not, if they don't watch live, they'll always catch it later. Which
Right,
is so
there you
sweet.
go. Okay, so here's my 3 rows. So now I'm going to sew these together. All right, Emily, while I'm sewing my rows together, tell us what people are describing their moms like.
Yes, we have, we've got, multi-talented, says Carol.
Wow.
Invincible,
No
says
pressure
Louise.
there.
I know, right? Like,
Wow.
these are all just like, we've got some super moms out there. I
do.
love it. Monica's mom was everything.
Aw, see? There you go.
Like, my heart. Oh my gosh. Pat says her mom was classy.
Ah, there you go.
I concur, Pat. I also
I
have
should
a pretty
ask my
classy
kids.
mama.
I don't know. I feel like they would never give me a straight answer, though, because they're kind of like that.
Who knows? Maybe they're commenting now, and like we'll go back and see that later.
Yeah,
and
we'll
they'll
see
be-
what they were saying there. Okay, and then I'm going to sew these rows together.
I love it. Oh, this is great. So Linda had a special word to describe. Best description of my mom is what I often called her to her face: Banty rooster. When someone got under her skin, watch out.
Oh, my goodness.
I've never heard that term, but I love
haven't
that.
either. I haven't either. That's funny.
But I'm sure it can't be. Yeah, watch out.
Like a wet hen or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it
Holy
reminds me of.
smokes.
That's so sweet. Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Kathy says my mom loved to entertain, so her word would be hostess.
Oh, there you go. All right, so here's my block. And I would take it to my big ironing board and give it a good press. Or you could use our little mini irons to press it out.
Little teeny
Okay,
guys.
so this one's already pressed. We try to be ahead of things here. Hold on here.
Love this. Ooh, and while you're doing that, Jacqueline's wondering about some 8-inch bobs, which I think I can help you out with some 8-inch
there we go.
bobs. We have the Winding Ways, which is an 8-inch finish, which
Yes.
is on sale today for $52.49.
On sale.
The weather vane, that's another really fun
That one's
one.
really
That's an
fun.
8-inch finish.
I like that one.
And then the Snail's Trail, as well as the Hattie's Choice.
Snail's Trail is one of a really classic block that is really hard to cut by hand.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, you ready? Because I did some math and it worked. Okay, this, now remember it's a 3x3 grid, right? So it made, Emily's not seen this yet.
Whoa.
I love that. I love that whole thing. Okay, so the center, these, I used my 12-inch cube, and so these blocks finish to 6 inches. So I can take my 4-inch block, my 4-inch cube, make a 6-inch block to work with my 12-inch cube. That is absolute, hands down, just cube magic.
That's
Woohoo!
so cool.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to sew this together so we can have this big, beautiful block. So quilters, when you're thinking about the cube system, this is how you need to think. You need to think outside of the 2x2 grid, because you know what? You could make a 3x3 grid or a 4x4 grid, and it just goes on and on. And I just think that that's the huge value in the cubes, is that, one, you have these 8 dies that can make 72 mix and match blocks, but really those 8 dies work with all, you know, the cube, other sizes of cubes to just expand your pattern base.
I love that. And if you want to get like both the 4 and 8-inch cubes today, each of them are going to be $50 off. And if you want to get the companion sets, you're going to get 25 off of both of those.
See?
So, oh my gosh, you made me
go.
want to get both of them now, Pam. This is so cool.
No. See, and look at this. And I love it because look, my points are going to be perfect because I used my cube system to cut my pieces. I cut them perfectly, so now I can sew them together perfect. I'm also going to give you a little tip. This, it's like when you sew flying geese, okay? I'm going to take this block because it has so many pieces and pull it over to this side, and I'm going to stitch from the busy side. So that when I get here, I know exactly where that point is, and I know where to come and make sure that I get that good point.
Right.
It's kind of a trick, but I do like it. Okay, here we go. All right, Emily, while I'm sewing these last seams, because we're going to sew this whole block together. Oh, we have time. We're good. Tell us what people are saying about their mamas.
Yes. Okay, mamas. We have my mom, Anne's mom, raised 5 of us alone while dealing with mental illness.
Oh,
What a
blessings
great
on your
mom.
head.
Bless her
There you go.
heart. Miss Erlene, everlasting.
wow.
I thought we lost mom 6 years. The love, the lesson, or though we lost mom, the lessons, the love she taught, and the values and zeal for life lives on through all of us. What a wonderful sentiment,
What a
Arlene.
beautiful thing.
That's beautiful. Moms, they really do. They stay with us.
There you go. Okay. So now I'm going to press, which way did I press here? Out. So now I'm going to press in so my seams will nest. And then I'm going to sew this big, beautiful block together. Which
Perfect.
I'm excited about.
That's perfect, Pam.
And
You
Emily,
literally-
do we have any other questions from folks before we?
Yeah, absolutely. Let
move
me just
on
make
here to
sure.
the-
Actually, you literally just answered Susan's question. Do you press rows away from the center? Which,
Yeah, it depends on which way I'm going to press them. But yeah, I press them in opposite directions so that they nest.
okay. I love that. Ooh, Kelly wants us to focus on the clamshell one of these days. Maybe
Oh,
we could-
clamshell, embrace your quilting curves with
That's
the
a
clamshell.
That's a fun one. Yeah, yeah,
That is.
yeah.
That is.
But yeah, I think, Annette's wondering if we recommend how to store your die packages with instructions if you store your dies if you don't use the storage boxes.
Right. Oh, if you don't use the storage boxes?
Yeah.
So at my house, because I don't use the storage boxes, I just store my dies just like books on a shelf.
Yeah.
And then I just have a little notebook that I put the packaging instructions in because there's always that free pattern in the packaging, which I think is just such a great value there.
Absolutely.
You know, patterns are expensive.
They really are.
All right, so now I'm going to sew my rows together, and they're all going to nest because we did it the right way. And now, look, quilters, I'm going to backstitch
Haha.
because I want my rows to stay together.
There's where it comes
Yeah.
in. Love it.
Yeah. Unless I'm making, hold on, I'm trying to keep my pieces here. You know, unless I'm sewing rows together, I don't usually backstitch. Just because I know that when I'm gonna go sew my rows together,
That's when you'll do
then
that.
it's gonna work and it's gonna be great.
Sure.
So,
Well, this
Okay.
is, I think I've got one last mama comment. Pam,
Excellent.
From Miss Mimi. My mom, strong, loving, strong faith, mother to 8, loved dad, always there, gave great advice, loyal, smart, love people. Simply amazing.
oh, what a beautiful sentiment here on Mother's Day.
Right?
That's fabulous.
Gotta forward these to all their moms.
I know. All the great moms.
So
And I have had some really great mother figures in my life that
Exactly.
have really, you know, helped me along the way. All
Absolutely.
right, here we go. We're almost done with our block. Okay, so Emily, do some math in your head. If these are 6-inch finished squares, how big is our block?
Let's see, 6 times 3 is 18.
There you go. Look at you doing math on the fly on a Wednesday.
I'm just struggling, just trying hard, Pam.
Trying to keep it all together here. Okay, do you have one more Star Wars joke here while I'm sewing my last seam?
Well, absolutely I do. Where do Gungans store their fruit preserves?
Oh, you told me this one. I thought it was hilarious. In their jar jars.
In their jar jars.
Oh, what a great day to be on set.
I know, right?
What a great day.
I was almost thinking too, like, doesn't the grandmother's fan, like if you did like a half a fan, couldn't you make like a Darth Vader mask out of that?
Are you asking that or is somebody asking that?
No, I'm just thinking about it, like
Okay,
myself.
I got nothing.
I'm just hypothetically going like, somebody needs to make a Darth Vader quilt. Like there is somebody out there.
Well, there are tons of like Star Wars quilts and stuff that you can make, and with our cubes and stuff. Oh yeah, they're just blocks and.
Unbelievable.
The
I want to see
internet's an
somebody make a
amazing
Darth.
place.
Yeah, let's see someone make a Darth Vader out of a cube.
There you go.
That's my challenge to everyone, to all of the quilters.
There it is. There it is. All right, quilters, look at this. Look at our fun big block. So I'll hold it up so you can see. Thank you. All right, so for the quilt behind me, you're gonna need a total of 16 blocks. Follow the pattern, sew the rows together. Now, this requires 2 borders, a 2.5-inch strip border and a 4.5-inch strip border to complete the top. So here, let me show you. Ooh, man, I am barefoot walking in the dream studio. Okay, this is a 2.5-inch strip. This is grunge, by the way.
Oh boy.
Just have a moment here. And then this is the 4.5-inch strip, which is the die we're giving away today. And then a 2.5-inch strip. Look, here's the back. Isn't that beautiful? 2.5-inch strip for the sides.
And that 4.5-inch strip die today, $74.99 on sale.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
To finish your quilt, lay your batting between the quilt top and the batting, pin or base layers, quilt as desired. Add your binding, and don't forget to miter your corners. Quilters, this would be the perfect project to change the colorway using our free Go Quilt tool, which is available at the AccuQuilt website. This program has thousands of patterns and numerous ways to change the color of your project. You can upload your own fabric. You can use from the fabric collections. It's so easy to use, and it has a viewer-friendly video on how to use the program. Be sure and check it out. It's called Go Quilt. And last but not least, don't forget to share your finished projects with us on our social media platforms. We would love to see what you finished. Now, join Eric and me on Tuesday, May 10th at 12 noon Central Time as we relaunch one of our favorite spring dies. Register in the link for the chance to win prizes. Don't forget our specials today. Save 25% off Go dies and bundles. So think about bob dies, and we have some really great bundles. $50 off the Go Cube Mix and Match blocks and specialty sets, including English paper piecing, and $25 off our Cube companion sets, corners, and angles. We use so many of that today, which I think is so fun. All right, Emily, let's announce the winner of our 4.5-inch strip die.
Woohoo! All righty, drum roll, please. Our winner is Ella C. from Clearville, Pennsylvania.
Congratulations, Ella. You are going to love it. You're going to love it. All right, and don't forget to join us for next week's AccuQuilt Live as we make a fun project using this month's die to try, which is our Go Butterfly Piece die. All right, so lots of things to remember. We have a show tomorrow and Friday at 12 noon Central Time. We're going to talk all things Paducah. And then we have a show on Tuesday and then again next Wednesday. On behalf of our entire team, we have some folks off-site. We have Lauren and Morgan is helping us off-site, and I think Katie's helping us in the chat. Here in the Dream Studio, I have Brock and Justin and Joe, and of course, the lovely Emily. I am Pam Heller reminding you at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. May the 4th be with you and all your seams be perfect. See you next week.